Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Connect with Chemistry. So today we are going to start a new topic from GOC, that is aromatic, non-aromatic and anti-aromatic compounds. So basically we are going to discuss about aromaticity, anti-aromaticity and non-aromaticity. What are aromatic compounds, non-aromatic compounds and anti-aromatic compounds. So first we are going to start with aromatic compounds. So basically these are four criteria that actually are required for a compound to be aromatic. The first criteria is the compound must be cyclic, and second criteria is the compound must have conjugation. Conjugation of what? Pi bonds. Sorry, the spelling is wrong here. This is conjugation, no N. Then we have the compound must be planar, that is the compound should have planarity. And in compounds, in organic compounds, we just can't by seeing in the 2D figure we can't just say whether the compound is planar or not. To actually know whether the compound is planar or not, we have to see whether each carbon is sp2 hybridized or not. We should see that. And then the most required criteria is the compound should follow Huckel's rule. And what is Huckel's rule? That is 4n plus 2 pi electrons rule. That is, if there are pi electrons and it actually satisfies 4n plus 2 pi electron rule, then only the compound is actually aromatic. Let us understand with the help of an example. The first and most common example which you all would be familiar with is benzene. Let's see. Here is a benzene molecule. See, these are all carbon atoms, isn't it? These are all carbon atoms having 3 bonds. Actually it should have 4 bonds, so benzene has actually the formula C6H6. These are all hydrogen atoms that are bonded to the carbon atom of the benzene molecule, but we generally don't show it in upper level. So this is basically the actual molecule of a benzene ring. This one is. So see, here the carbon is actually is having 4 bonds, among which these 3 are sigma bonds and these are actually pi bonds. So 3 sigma bonds. So this carbon is what? sp2 hybridized. Similarly, like this carbon is also sp2 hybridized. These all the 6 carbon atoms are basically sp2 hybridized, and these are all pi bonds, and pi bonds are not actually means involved in hybridization. We don't include it in hybridization, we just count the sigma bonds. So all these carbons are what? sp2 hybridized. So these are all this is at first this is a cyclic molecule. First criteria is met. Then the second criteria is conjugation. See, this carbon is bonded to this carbon, both are sp2 hybridized carbon, and there is conjugation. The pi bonds are actually resonating with another carbon. There is a conjugation of pi bonds. So the second criteria is also met. The third criteria, that is planarity. And as I said, how to check whether the molecule is planar or not? By seeing the carbon. If every carbon of the molecule involved in the ring are sp2 hybridized, then the whole molecule is planar. So yes, all the carbon atoms in the benzene ring are actually sp2 hybridized. So this is basically a planar ring. So third criteria is also met. Then the fourth criteria and the most important criteria, that is the Huckel's rule. What does it say? That if a ring has means if the rings involved in conjugation means pi bonds that are involved in conjugation in a ring, in the cyclic ring, follows this 4n plus 2 pi electrons rule, then the molecule is actually following Huckel's rule. What do I mean by this? See, there are basically 6 pi electrons, one bond, 2 electrons, so there are 6 pi electrons. So if I put n equals to 1, then what would I get? We would get 4 into 1 plus 2 equals to what? 6. 4n plus 2 pi electrons. So we have 4, and instead of n we would take n equals to 1, then only we would get 6, and there are already 6 pi electrons, so basically it is following Huckel's rule. Now if I want to simplify it, then what would I say? See, 4n plus 2 what? Pi electrons. So pi electrons taking, and here there are what? How many pi electrons? 6. So if you simplify it from here, you will get n equals to 1. So now putting n equals to 1, we would get that this is actually getting, we are actually getting 6. So 6 is basically the number of pi electrons involved, and it is actually matching with the Huckel's rule. That's why this benzene ring is actually following the Huckel's rule too. So it is actually meeting with all the 4 criteria. Hence this benzene ring is aromatic. I hope you are getting. Means, see, n cannot be any fraction. N has to be a real, not real number, actually an integer, that is starting from 0 itself, that it must be a whole number basically, no fraction, just a whole number starting from 0. Then if we want to talk about the by further other examples, we would discuss this. Now moving ahead to examples. So here is a molecule. Now see, in this is basically a cyclic ring. A cycle is present. Now every carbon, these are all carbon atoms. So here every carbon is what? sp2 hybridized. How? See, one carbon atom is bonded to one carbon atom. Here here it is bonded with a pi bond to another carbon atom, and one bond that is left is basically with the hydrogen atom. So it is having 3 sigma bonds. So it is basically what? sp2 hybridized. Now this carbon atom, this is similarly sp2 hybridized, and now coming to this carbon atom, this is having a positive sign. So it is bonded to 2 carbon atoms, and it is also having a hydrogen bonded to, it is also actually bonded to a hydrogen atom, and then due to positive charge there is no bonding. It is only the instead of any bond, there is positive charge present. So there are also 1, 2 and 3 sigma bonds. So this 2 is actually sp2 hybridized. So therefore first criteria, that is the ring, that is the cyclic ring, must be the compound that is given must be cyclic, that is met. It is a cyclic ring. Then it should have conjugation. This pi bond can actually move to this place. Since all these carbon atoms are sp2 hybridized, there is no sp3 hybridized carbon present, which would actually interrupt the conjugation. So due to hybridization of all carbon atoms, that is all are sp2 hybridized, since all are sp2 hybridized, So there is this pi bond can easily conjugate with this positive charge. There is conjugation between the positive charge and the pi bond. When the pi bond moves this side, this positive charge would shift to this side, and there is resonance. So there is conjugation present, and again all the three carbon atoms are sp2 hybridized. Hence the third criteria, that is planarity, is also met. And the fourth criteria, that is the Huckel's rule. To check it, we have to find the value of n. So if n is a whole number, then the given compound would actually follow Huckel's rule. So let's see, we are given 4n plus 2 pi electrons. So we have to actually count the pi electrons. Here it is 2, so equals to 2. So from here we would get n equals to 0, as which I was telling previously, that is this is the case where n would be 0. Now if we put n equals to 0 here, 4 into 0 plus 2, what we would get is 4 zeros are 0, and we are left with 2, that is equals to 2. So yes, 2 pi electrons, hence the Huckel rule is also met, means it also followed the Huckel's rule. So all the four criteria are basically met by this compound. So it is what? An aromatic compound. Now moving to second example. Now in this compound, see, there are basically, see, this negative charge is basically in conjugation with this pi bond. So from my previous videos, it is clear that if the negative charge or the lone pair, anything it is, if it is involved in conjugation, then the negative charge which constitutes the 2 electrons are also counted as pi electrons. If you haven't seen the previous videos, then please go through them, that is delocalization and localization of electrons, then this concept would be more clear to you. So see, here also the carbon atoms are all sp2 hybridized. Hence this is a ring, all carbon atoms are sp2 hybridized. Hence, and the pi electrons, including the negative charge, all are in conjugation. So it can be actually aromatic, but to actually meet with aromaticity, it has to follow the last but the most important rule, that is the Huckel's rule. Let's see, 4n plus 2 equals to how many pi electrons? 1 2 3 4 5 6, 6 pi electrons. Then we would get n equals to 1, that is an integer, that is a whole number. So hence this is actually following the Huckel's rule. So what? So this compound is basically aromatic. Similarly, moving to this compound, this is basically a pyrrole ring, a ring structure, cyclic structure. Here also these lone pairs are actually in conjugation with the pi bond. Again, I am saying, if you haven't seen my previous videos, then please go through them, so the concepts would be much more clearer. This lone pair is actually in conjugation with this carbon, this pi bonds, because this carbon is sp2 hybridized, and these lone pairs are basically, this pi bond is basically present in the pz orbital. This lone pair is also in the present in the pz orbital. Hence these lone pairs can actually delocalize, and they are actually doing that only. So there is conjugation in the whole ring. It is basically a cyclic structure. Then all these carbon atoms are also sp2 hybridized. Now seeing this nitrogen atom, since these lone pairs are actually involved in conjugation, so if we see the resonating structure, then we would get something like, please bear with my drawing, it's actually, yeah, this would be something like very strained molecule in this state, where the nitrogen is basically what, sorry, I have made a mistake, sorry. This is basically like this. I always forget to provide the hydrogen which is actually present here. There is a hydrogen present here. So when these pi bonds actually move towards here, these pi bonds actually move here, and since the nitrogen has also already made 4 bonds, so it cannot make another bond, so this pi bond actually becomes a negative charge, and nitrogen with four bonds, it has a positive charge since the lone pairs it has given for the conjugation. Now see, there is 1 sigma bond, 2 sigma bond, and 3 sigma bond. So this pi bond is not involved in hybridization, we don't include it. So this is basically an sp2 hybridized carbon, nitrogen. Why? There are 3 sigma bonds present. So now see, this is a cyclic ring with pi bonds including the lone pairs in resonance, in conjugation, and after that all the atoms involved in the ring are what? sp2 hybridized. So now it can be, this molecule, this pyrrole ring can be aromatic, but only if it follows the Huckel's rule. So let's see whether it follows the Huckel's rule or not. Let's put 4n plus 2 equals to how many pi electrons? These lone pairs are actually involved in pi electron, are actually involved in resonance, so we would conclude them as pi electrons only. So there are basically 1 2 3 4 5 6 pi electrons. So from this 2 we would get what? N equals to 1, which is an integer, which is a whole number. Hence what? It is not a fraction, it is a whole number. So it is actually following the Huckel's rule too. Hence this pyrrole molecule is also sp2 hybridized. Now moving to this compound, a phenol ring. Here see, if these lone pairs are basically in conjugation with the ring. So if we see this, I won't show the full resonance, just a part of it. If you see this, we would get a structure like this. Sorry, I made a mistake. The conjugation would be from this side. Okay, so negative charge would come here. There is no negative charge present here like this. Okay, so see, this hydrogen atom, oxygen would now have a negative, positive charge over it. So this carbon is we have to actually see the ring, not these outer atoms that are substituent atoms that are present outside the ring. We don't have to conclude them, just see the ring. It is sp2 hybridized carbon. This one is also sp2 hybridized carbon. Here there is hydrogen, so 1 2 3 sigma bonds, and then this carbon atom, all these carbon atoms are basically sp2 hybridized. Okay, and this ring is cyclic. These carbons are sp2 hybridized, and since all these carbons are sp2 hybridized, and there is also conjugation present. Okay, so sp2 hybridized means the ring is planar. You have to see the ring is planar. This OH hydroxyl group, actually it is sp3 hybridized, including these lone pairs, but we don't have to actually include them in the ring. We just have to see the ring. So the ring is basically planar. It is having sp2 hybridization. It is planar. It is in conjugation. The pi bonds are in conjugation, full conjugation. So we have to see at last the Huckel's rule. So see, 1 2 3 4, and this negative charge, that is 5 6 pi electrons. So 4n plus 2 equals to 6, that is n equals to 1. Here also it is meeting the criteria of Huckel's rule. Hence this phenol ring is also what? It is also aromatic in nature. So the video is becoming very much lengthy now, and I thought that I would here only tell you about anti-aromaticity and non-aromaticity, but today let us just conclude the class here only, and in my next video we shall see about anti-aromaticity, non-aromaticity, and many more things. So thank you, and yeah, please, if you like the video, then do like and share the video. Thank you very much.